Everyone. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rudraksh Tilkar. This is going to be one of the most interesting video, trust me, because we are going to talk about many new things and many conceptual things, many practical things in this video. This video is going to be a, a container with a full volume of knowledge. Anyways, in my previous video, I told that I'll create many new piece of codes and programs, or you can say projects, and I actually created. And then I thought and I chose one of them which will help us to to get the content for this video. That is going to be very helpful because you will be able to learn many concepts of Python programming from that particular piece of code. Okay, so time to talk about the program that I have choose as an example for this video. Well, the program that I have chose for this video is swapping the digits of the two-digit number. So what you have to do, the basic of that program is that we'll take the two-digit input from the user. So basically we'll take individually two digits as the input from the user, then we'll create a number from that particular two digits, and then we'll print the reversed form of that number. Well, that was just the summary of that program. But if you need to start from the scratch, you need to know all the basics, theoretical concepts and all, and then you have to start from every basic, try to do rough work and try to create the particular solution of this problem, or you need to create a rough work to create the algorithm of that particular task you need to perform, which in this case is reversing the digits of a number. Well, I mentioned about algorithms. This means finally algorithm is in the game. So what is algorithm? If I'll tell you the basic definition of algorithm, algorithm is a step-by-step instructions which help you to perform a particular task or to find the solution of a particular problem. Anyways, let's do some rough work and try to find how we can create the algorithm for the program swapping the digits of the numbers. Let me take you to my computer. Okay, so guys, this is my laptop screen and I hope that you all are able to see my laptop screen. So I have started to write. I'm going to start to write on Notepad, where I'll try to write the rough work for writing a fair algorithm, so that you could understand that what is the pre-working that you have to do before writing algorithm. Anyways, let's write here rough work and let's start ahead. So what is our code? Our program is to write about swapping of numbers, right? Now some important things that we have to know is first that we have to take an input from user, right? And then what you have to do is that we have to take the input of the ones place digit. Now what's one place digit? So let me explain you right over here. So let's take 1 4 2 1 2 3 4, right? So let's say this is 1234, and the fourth uh, this one, the position of the 4 is ones position, this is the tens position, this is the third position, and then this is the fourth position, right? So these are the positions, and we are taking the input for the user to write the digit, a particular number, taking it as the digit for the first position number, right? So let's say we are taking this is two digits, right? This is two-digit number. There is also filling the blanks. Now this is the ones place digit, this is the second place digit. Okay, so if we are talking about ones place, this means we are talking about this place, and then again the same thing is going to happen in the second method, which in which I'm telling about the second step, right? The second step is to take input. I'm sorry. Let's copy this. Control plus C and then control plus V. Yeah. So the second step is also to take the input from the user, not for the ones place this time, but for the 10th place, right? 10th place. So this is the first place and this is the 10th place. Now what's the 10th place? This one was the first place, is what I told you before. This one is the 10th place. If I added one more to it, then let's say here, now this would be the 100th place. Ones, tens and 100. And if we move forward, there would be 1000, 10,000, lakh, and going more further, we'll have more positions. But we don't want, we are just playing with two positions. Okay. So this was something which we initiated. After taking the two numbers for two positions, we'll take that two numbers and then we'll print the number for the user to let him or her see that. Okay. Now the user will see that, and then after that we'll print the reversed number. Okay, reverse number. So no dot is number over here, right? We'll then print the reverse number. Now this is something which is most important. Okay, this is something which is most important right over here, and I'll tell you why. See, everything till now is something which is the basic piece of code. And if you know, if you are even familiar from the basics of Python, you must know how to get an input for integer, float or string. You also might know how to use the print function, and to print anything we'll use the print function only, right? I hope you know that. Anyways, but the most important thing is how to reverse that number. Now you all are getting to know this thing, that this particular program includes variables. So the input that we'll be putting in will be in variable. Okay, so in this code, variable is the most important thing. Okay, most important thing, or you can say most important piece, whatever you want to write. Okay, now this is something which is important, right? Now let me check my this one is like working or not. Okay, it's working. Anyways, now how to work on this? So let's say that we took the input of first place digit in a variable, right? So a variable was the first position number, first I mean first place number, I'm sorry, first place digit. Okay, and now we took the second variable and then we inserted a value for the 10th place digit. Easy, pretty easy, right? Now let me think of something which will help me to reverse the values. Okay, so let's assume that our first place digit is 1 and the second place digit is 2. Then the non-reverse or non-swapped number we'll get is print. It would be 21, right? Because 2 is at the 10th position over here and 1 is at the first position, which would be over here. Now what what we need what are we actually saying if are saying saying the term swapping? What are we actually meaning with that? So what it actually means by swapping in this context is that swapping in this case means we need 12 as of 21. So we were having 21 as non-swapped number, and when we were talking about swapping the number, we swapped the digits and created 21 12. This is what we want from the program. This is what we want the program to do. And now this is something of what we need to write the algorithm. Okay, so what we can do over here is that we can add one more variable into this. Are you getting confused? If you are, then don't get confused. Let me tell you everything about that. Okay, so now let's add one more variable into this program, into this system. Let's say that third variable c. Now c has a none value, not none but nothing. None means nothing, right? But a has value as 1, b has value as 2, and c has nothing as a value. So why I added c if I don't want any value to get into c? Well I actually want c to take some value. How I actually want that? So what I'm going to tell you is something which is very important for this program. This is the base of this program. If you don't get that, the whole program will be ruined and you will not be able to understand what we actually needed to do and how we should debug the program. So please understand what I'm going to tell you. Okay, so a is equal to 1, right? And b is equal to 2. Simple and easy. We just like took it, we just assumed it right over here, right? And that's why I mentioned it right over here. So what is the game of C right over here? What the player C is doing right over here? So what I'll do is that I want to tell you that in Python, 1 is not equal to a. This means that a is something which you are putting in 1. Always understand, if I am putting an equal to in a variable and a digit or any string or something, this means that the anything which is in the left is a container and anything which is in the right is something that I want to put in the container which is in the left. Okay, so if you are taking this, this is not practical to be seen, because right over here, 1 is a container and a is a value which should be kept into the container 1. Now how will I put a in 1? I will always put a digit, a value in a variable, right? That's why we write this as this. But yeah, this means that if I am saying c is equals to a, this means that a is equal to 1, right? And over here, if a is equals to 1, this means that 1 is a value which I kept in a container, and now a container consists of a value 1. So here this means that c is equal to a, and we can also say that c is equal to 1. These both things are same. Always understand that. I hope you understood that concept. Always understand that if I am saying, now comes the second rule. Okay, here this as well, this is quite interesting to know. Okay, so let's forget this whatever I told you right now, and let's say that b, right over here, b is equal to 2, and now I am saying that a is equal to b. This means that b is equal to 2, and therefore a is equal to 2 as well, by saying that a is equal to b. Simple. I told you before as well, I told you that before as well, right? Now what is important is that you might have a question arising in your mind, that what happened to 1? If I'm saying the program to print a a's value, now it will be printing 2, then what happened to 1? So remember the thing, if there is a value already present in that container, and if you are putting new value into it, the old value would be replaced by the new one, and the old value would be vanished, it would be destroyed. Okay, so now in the initial stage, the one was in the container A, and now one is replaced by 2, and now A is having the value 2. This means 1 is now disappeared, it is vanished, it is destroyed. Now how can I store the value A? If I'll store that in B, then I have to use one more step like this, right? Which I don't need to do. So that's why I'm trying to get a new variable in the game. So what I'll do is that I'll take variable C, and I'll say that C is equal to A. Now we all know that A is equal to 1, and therefore C also now contains the value of 1. Simple, right? Now what we'll say is that now we'll put B into the container A. So A is equal to B. Now B is a value which is now kept into a container A. This means that now the value of B is destroyed. We know that B's value before was 2, and now A is equal to 2, as I said before, right? Now this means that the new values stored in the old container with a new variable is C equals to 1, A equals to 2, and B equals to none. This means that now we can create a new number by using these two variables. Huh, finally, guys, we have completed the rough work, and now we know everything that we need to write in our algorithm. So now let's write the algorithm. I'm quite excited to write algorithm with you all. I want you all to take your pen, paper, or computer, whatever, anything where you can write, and try to write your own algorithm with me so that we can do this together. Let's go. Okay, guys, we are finally on our new tab where we will be writing our fair algorithm. Finally, together we'll be writing our first algorithm. Okay, so as I said, you all, there are some certain rules with which we have to write, and now I'll be writing the algorithm by following the rules. I'll tell you one rule, which is that you always have to write an algorithm which ends somewhere, which is not infinity. Okay, so let's start. We always have to write the algorithm by writing the steps. Okay, so let's write step 1. So what's step 1? Step 1 and the last step, we have to write two things: start and stop. So at the starting we'll be writing start, where now comes the step 2, which is take the input from the user of the first position digit, and we'll always take a number in the data type integer. So in integer we'll take the data type. Okay, or I can say just int. Okay, I'll just say int. Okay, that would be fair because in this case we'll be having spelling and all the case, so we'll just use the Python language for now. Okay, so in Python we say int as integer, the short term. Okay, we use short terms in Python. Now comes the step 3, which is now take input from the user of the 10th position, 10th position digit. Okay, and again in integer. Now the two steps are completed, and now I mean three steps are completed, including the start first step. Here comes the step 4, which says print the number by combining the digits to create a two-digit number. What we need to edit over here is what I'm gonna edit. I found an error which I did, and that is I take the input in variable a. Okay, input in variable b. Okay, so we'll take the input in a variable. Okay, two-digit number. Now the fourth step is done, and I think every error is now vanished. Step 5, add a new variable. Okay, so now let us add a new variable which is c. So add a new variable c in program, add a new variable c in program. Okay, this is step 5. Now let's talk about step 6. Okay, so what's the step 6? Now we'll put the value a in container c. This is the step 6. What is the step 7? So step 7 says that put the value b in container a. That is also done. Okay, step 8. Now use now, now use the variable c. I'm sorry, c and a to write a swap number. Step 9. Then print print the swap number. So this is the whole program which we'll be writing, and never forget to write the nth step or the final step, which in my case is step 10. Stop. Okay, so finally we have wrote the algorithm, and now we are ready to write our first program. Okay, so I have switched to ideally and I have saved the file. Now we are starting to write our code. So this is the program to this is the program to swap the digits of a number. Okay, we all know that we are taking a variable a, we are using int so that we can take an input in integer. We'll write input and then we'll write a string including a sentence. Enter a first position, first position digit. Okay, let's copy this. uh, we might need many times to copy because we don't need to write everything manually. If it is quite relative, we just have to edit, we just have to alter some of the information right over here. Like here we have to put 10th. Okay, so 10th. Oh, 10th position digit, right? Now it's done. We got a and b. Now we'll print the non-swap digit, which is a, sorry, b comma a is a non-swap number, right? Because b contains 10th position, a contains first position, and that why it is a non-swap number, because every digit is at its position, right? Let's move forward. And now, okay, so now what we'll do is that we'll like leave some space and move forward. Now what we'll do is that we'll use a container, which is a new variable c, and put the value of a right into it. Now due to this, the value of a will be terminated, will be dissolved. It won't exist now. Okay. Now this means a itself is a variable which is now empty. So we can put the value of b into a container. Now b is totally terminated. This means now whatever the first position digit the user will print, now it will be in c, and the value of b the user gave as input will be now in a. And now we can print and say that and we can say that c comma a is a swap number. Now this is what we have already wrote, and now we have to try this. Is it actually working or not? So let's, okay, there is some error. Let's find out. Okay, so here the error is that I haven't mentioned something. I mentioned it. Control plus S, and there we go. Okay, so enter a first position digit. Let's say is 5. Then a 10th position digit, let's say it's 7. And now 75 is a non-swap number and 57 is a swap number. So here you can say the first position 5 is what I put here, and 7th is what I put here. Now all the methodologies which I put and thought and implemented in the program that helped me to swap the digits and give me a swapped form number which was previously done. Okay, guys, finally, after a pretty much hard work, after starting from scratch and getting to the end, getting a great output of our program, I am so happy and I hope that you also tried with me, and the same happiness would be on your face as well. If you did that, you must find it quite interesting, and this is the best method which make your computer science journey look more beautiful to you. Many people take it as a stress. And I'm not a crazy or a different person. I was also a normal computer science student before, who used to take computer science a normal subject. Stress like different subjects, the previous subjects, like other subjects that we study, right? But if you use these methods to find the problem of any solution, I bet that you will find the journey more interesting than the end of the journey. I hope you liked this video. This video was actually crazy because we tried to know more about it, and this is how we created our own algorithm. We tried to analyze how to write our own algorithm and our own program, and we actually succeeded in it. I hope you tried it with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye bye. I'll see you in the fourth video.